level courts where the magistrate is too scared to oppose the establishment, and he tried to wangle himself into one way or another to bypass the obvious legal facts that the Human Rights Act overrides the legislation to tell people to do X, Y and Z under the name of Corona. So this must go to appeal, and in the appeal it will go to the county court, and at the county court presumably will have the right to appeal to a jury to decide how they view it. So that will be a proper trial. But obviously that puts the matter back a step, and it means the police are still able to, at least, you know, I mean, it wasn't a precedent case, but it was in the sense that it specifically targeted Piers, and again the judge is denying that they specifically targeted Piers. And so there's going to be other cases coming up which are dealing with the same issues, and depending on what judge it is, that will go one way or another. So ultimately it's going to have to go up the ladder of courts in order to get any justice for the people. This is typical of the present state of affairs in the world, that arbitrary police action is backed up by all sorts of forces from the state, and that the state apparatus is turned into an agency for sort of this Corona dictatorship that they're trying to establish. You know, madness like the permission of the granting of emergency permission for Pfizer to produce this drug based on a false test, which risks creating cytokine storm in people's bodies, or a severe autoimmune reaction. And in particular, Mike Meaden and Wolfgang Wodak have pointed out that there's a real risk to pregnant women if they have the vaccine, the mRNA vaccine. But in any case, we'll talk more about that on another session. We're just now waiting for Piers to come down, make a little talk, a little speech before the group here are very disappointed at the judgment. But this is the way the law works in Britain. There was a famous Greek king, Solon the Great, the famous quotation, "Law is like a spider's web. Weak get caught in it, the powerful sweep it away." And this is where we're at. We're in a country that effectively operates like when it chooses, like a police state, and it's a Bonapartist dictatorial power been established. No parliamentary scrutiny, no parliamentary supervision. A parliamentary supervision that does exist is completely neutered and silenced. The Labour Party has capitulated totally to the agenda of these crooks who are manipulating the public in order to justify their own plundering of the state and plundering of the resources of the country and indeed of the world. And so, you know, we are where we are. You know, we're in a battle. It's a big battle, and it won't, you know, there's just one little small conflict on the way in this battle. We are in a generalized crisis of capitalism, and that generalized crisis of capitalism requires a large-scale awakening of the masses. And that ultimately means inevitably the conflict with the state and state power. And so this is where we're at. Sorry?
They're recording now.
Oh, now they're recording. Yeah, now they got the court on their side. They start like, boom, turn the electric on. Criminals, more than two. Corona, move on. Move along, ladies and gentlemen. Corona.
This Jeremy Corbyn's coming out soon. You can tell by all the officers lining up.
Here we are. Back to the police state. At least in the sense of what we're getting used to. You know, the police turn on their little cameras now, watching out for us, getting ready just in case it gets trouble. Corona trouble.
I've always lived
That was weird.
What happened with the license and you getting arrested? Did they have they chosen to prison?
I don't know yet.
Right. No justice. No peace. 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 No justice, no peace. Well, look, where's the banner? Oh, hold on the banner. Here, banner here. Do you want to hold it up? People hold it up. There is, I'm not sure it will work very well, but you can try the hailer. You don't really need the hailer, but you can try it. Thank you very much. One of us, up. Try and see if it works. No, that's
Can we
all
go
right.
forward a little
It's all right,
bit?
it's all right.
No, not forward, no. We need
It's not
light.
working, no, I don't think it's working.
We'll keep it here, that's all right. Well, okay. Thank you very much indeed, everybody who came today giving us support. We have had actually a tremendous result. First of all, for this 30th of May, we had case dismissed completely. For the 16th of May, although the judge found me guilty and didn't accept our arguments, he gave me an absolute discharge. Now, this is unheard of in normal trials, to be found guilty and given an absolute discharge. The first thing we can say about that is it's a complete waste of court time. Absolutely. 3 days, loads of very expensive investigations, and yet I get an absolute discharge. Of course, I'd want to be found not guilty. However, it doesn't mean much if you've got an absolute discharge. We are guilty technically, right? In terms of the legal arguments, the first thing to know is that if you get a fixed penalty notice, they cannot sue you, they cannot charge you within 28 days. Second thing is, the human rights arguments do overrule these administrative things. They have to carry out these administrative rules under the COVID rules in compliance with the Human Rights Act, especially Articles 10 and 11. In this case, in the matters of fact, the judge found they had. But I would say it was a very close thing. Otherwise, I would not have got a conditional discharge. So everyone must understand that. Press on, fight back, and I want to thank our amazing legal team here. Put the case
No police state.
So the message to everybody listening is stand firm, carry on with the resisting all forms of the COVID rules and break the COVID rules and limitations as they're imposed on businesses, the right to work. Many things going on. Go on the websites. The next thing happening to us, we've got to go to Wembley maybe on Friday or maybe not to find out what they want to do with that case. But I don't think that'll amount to much. The thing is, press on, press on, press on. We say, stop the New World Order, save lives. Thank you.
Three cheers for Piers,
Hip hip, hip hip, hip hip,
And the legal team.
hip hip,
Cheers, Richard. Great stuff.
Nice one, mate.
Piers, will you be appealing this ruling?
That is a matter for consideration. Obviously, there's a big cost involved in appealing. It may be that other cases are going to come up, which might be more appropriate to appeal. We don't know.
like yours.
Well, like ours, but
No, his.
Oh, right. We are considering appeal.
Yeah, we've got
that's all.
21 days to...
21 days to decide.
So where can people go to donate to your legal fund?
Go to stopnewnormal.net and you'll find donations there for the legal fund and the campaign fund. They're both very important. In terms of the legal fund, obviously for the one that was dismissed, we don't have to pay anything. In fact, do they pay something to us? I can't remember.
There is a cost order for 50%, isn't there? So
Yes.
they'll have to go back into the fund.
Yes.
Because
yes.
we've still got many other cases to come.
Yes, there's loads more cases to come. Some of our money's already been used for other cases, so we still need more money for legal and leaflets and ongoing office costs, administration, phones, whatever. But you know, leaflets is the big thing we've got to do, and they cost
How
money.
much do we need?
You were being victimised by the police after they'd victimised you
as possible.
so many times.
Well,
It's good to have a target.
yes, but he was sticking narrowly to what he's asked was the application of
We're going now in 1 minute, won't we?
rules,
Gone.
correct or not. And so he
They,
found
they
that
want to shut the doors behind you, Piers.
Okay. So next events, Saturday I will be in Birmingham. Sunday maybe in Hyde Park. Tuesday we'll be demonstrating outside the Guardian at 1 p.m.
Tuesday the 8th.
Take the mic. Oh yes. Tuesday I'll be demonstrating outside the Guardian along with others to demand a debate on vaccination. On Thursday we'll be demonstrating outside the Educational Union demanding they end the mental torture of children. And we will also be going along to Richard Bergen's constituency to call upon him to represent his people instead of calling for actually what amounts to a new fascism. It is utterly unacceptable that the Labour opposition is busy trying to out-impose oppression on the people beyond that of who they describe as far-right Boris Johnson. We stand for accountability and removal of all those MPs who stand in the way of democracy.
Just quickly, let us know again about the outcome. Sorry for the interviewers here.
Yes, the outcome, it's a great day for us in court today. One case was dismissed completely, that's the 30th of May. That's because they served they tried to, they imposed a charge even though they'd already imposed a fixed penalty notice. The arrest on the 16th of May, that was more complicated. They found very marginally that the police had complied with their rules, but nevertheless made it clear that the Human Rights Act rules above the details. But they had complied, the police had done what they could, maybe. Nevertheless, I was found guilty, but given an absolute discharge, which means there's no record, and, you know, we've done extremely well to do that. If everyone else who's going that campaigning gets an absolute discharge, there's going to be no problem, right? So press on, press on, press on. And whatever you get, you have to be working with us all together to defend everyone who gets arrested or threatened, defend them in court and outside court. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I've got to go, Piers. See you later, yeah? See you guys later, yeah?
Cheers.